Hello and welcome to week 20 of Bits and Bobs, where we outline this week's best mods. Starting off today's episode is the Dryad Race by Xenius and ZZJ. As the maker of other great mods like his character enhancement mod, we expected a high quality race mod by Xenius, and we definitely weren't let down. The Dryads are mythological beings. They're the protectors of the woods. Each Dryad is linked to their own tree that they have to keep safe. If the tree dies, they die. The new race comes with a load of unique features that have only been made specifically for this race, including 15 warpaint designs, 4 eye textures, and a race specific UNP based body. The mod is primarily made for females only, but there is a male version of the Dryad race included. It's just not completely finished yet. It may be finished at a later date if there's enough demand for it. The race also comes with its own equipment, 12 pieces of clothing in total and 4 circlets and 2 necklaces. You'll also notice that the rain has its own set of specific skill bonuses that focus mainly on restoration and magic based stats. The starting attributes that you'll receive will be 50 health, 60 magicka and 40 stamina, as well as health regen rate of 0.7, magicka regen of 5 and stamina regen of 3. There are also 3 special spells that are available for you to use. Wooden Skin, which is the ability to resist damage by 20% but you'll have a 20% weakness to fire. Root, which is a shout that will paralyse your opponent for 3 seconds, and Tree Link, which is a power that will restore health and stamina for 1 point per second. ZZJ and Xenius have done a great job in making a race mod that has its own unique traits and that'll stand up to any of the vanilla races too.
And now we have Starx's AV Packages. We haven't covered it in a video, but AV stands for Automatic Variants, and it's a separate mod that allows modders to play with a bunch of textures for an item or NPC at the same time, rather than having to choose just one. So we'll probably see a few of these AV packs in the future. Starx's AV Packages however come in 5 different forms for different NPCs, from 15 variants of Draugr to 7 variants of Falmer, to giants, hagravens and wolves. So you can either download and install them all or mix and match between the ones you like. The author has tried to keep things as realistic as possible and to make a balanced variety that seamlessly fits in with the other vanilla textures, so you won't be seeing any bright green or blue monsters running around. Overall, with the high res textures and the level of detail, it makes for a very well made mod, and we'd recommend the packs to anyone looking for a mod to keep things interesting in game. The author plans to use the mod page as a hub for future updates, so remember to add it to your tracking list on Nexus.
The Haven bag may look familiar to some of you if you're fans of the Wakfu series. The mod adds Rule Stroud's bag from Wakfu to your inventory. Haven bags are magical bags. They look completely normal on the outside, but on the inside they can be as big as they want to be, and you can even live in them. Getting the bag in Skyrim couldn't be easier. It's already in your inventory when you log in for the first time when you have the mod installed. To enter the bag, all you have to do is equip it. Unequipping it will send you back outside. Inside the bag you'll have everything you need. A bed, 20 containers, several crafting items, some flowers and some farm of blood elixir. The inside of the bag is lined with riches, and it has a very compact feel to it, making it a great portable home for any traveller in Skyrim. This mod is a must for fans of the Wakfu cartoon, and even those who just want somewhere to hang out while they're out and about in Skyrim.
And now we have a mod that attempts to fix a problem we've noted in previous videos. The unique Taverns mod is the start of a series of mods that will attempt to revamp all of the taverns in Skyrim that are just copies of one another. The author hopes that each tavern will have a unique atmosphere and a character of its own that blends in well with the vanilla game. The first edition focuses on Falkreath, and as of doing this video, Dead Man's Drink has been revamped, and the author will be updating it with more taverns over time. The maker has taken the old age of Falkreath and the fact that Dead Man's Drink is owned by a woman into account when redesigning the tavern. So as you can see, it's generally a dark, smoky room, but there's also some slight feminine touches to the decor. Other changes include 6 new NPCs, a bug fix with the waiter serving drinks, and it also revamps the rentable room to give it more of a personal feel. And so far the mod looks promising, and if the mod maker continues with updates, it could ultimately be a necessary mod for a second playthrough.
The Blood Witch armour is a new set of high resolution light armour that you can add to Skyrim. You can find the armour in a locked chest in the abandoned house in Markarth. You'll see it in the 3rd room. You'll also have the option to craft it at any forge as long as you have the Daedric smithing perk. The armour set has a very dark feel to it, and you can definitely see why the name Blood Witch is appropriate, with a blood red cuirass lined with a very highly detailed pattern. The cuirass has a base defense rating of 39, the boots have a rating of 13 and the gauntlets have a base defense of 18. So they'll protect you from most enemies that you'll find through Tamriel, but it isn't overpowered like many other armour sets can be, which is nice as it stays lore friendly. While we don't usually show many of the new female only armour sets that are released, we think this one definitely deserves its place on this list.
And now we have 2 retextures for vanilla armour sets. First, let's take a look at the Holy Armour. The Holy Armour set can either be downloaded as a heavy or light variant, and it works for both genders and all races. If you haven't already guessed, the armour is a retextured Ebony set, with the aim of making a visually light and appealing armour that steps away from the traditional darker sets. It can be crafted at any forge under the Dragon tab and shares its stats with Daedric armour. Overall, it's a great looking set. The second retexture is the Flame Glass armour and weapon set. This time the mod replaces the glass armour and weapons, so this isn't a standalone set like the Holy Armour. The retexture changes the sets from a light shining blue to a red and bronze tinted armour, and again it works for both genders and all races, and it makes for another well made retexture mod. And remember, these are two separate mods, with one of them being on the workshop and the other being on Nexus, and you can find both links down below.
If you remember the previous mods made by Sumo Jellybean and like those character overhauls, you'll definitely enjoy this next mod. Bean's Badass Women, the compilation, remodels all but 5 of the female followers that are available in Skyrim, in a lore-friendly, realistic but naturally beautiful way. With the new models you can expect war paint, scars, dirt and a load of freckles, so these women will be all natural, imperfections included. There is a version available that removes the war paint, scars and dirt though, so if you prefer clean faces you may want to opt for that, but we recommend the standard version as it's much more realistic. Beans has a few mods that she recommends you should use with her mods installed to achieve the best look possible for your new followers. They include mods like improved freckles for Skyrim and Gizmodian scars. In the video we're using all of the recommended aesthetic mods, so you can see here what they look like at their best, and we agree with Beans, they look great with these mods installed. All of the new models are great improvements over the vanilla versions, and we've always been big fans of her work.
And now we have the Dragon Slayer two-handed sword animation set. The mod replaces the full idle set when carrying a two-handed sword. That means the animations for standing still and moving left, right, backwards and forwards have all been changed. The sprinting animation hasn't been changed however, and for the most part the new animations work smoothly when transitioning from walking, running and sprinting. And like most other animation mods, it really comes down to whether you like what you see. What we can tell you is that it looks great when you're trying to capture a unique screenshot, and all of the animations work well together, with none of them being too over the top. The mod author has also made a bunch of other animation mods in the past, so remember to check those out too if you like this one.
And now we have the Dark Nemesis armor set. The author describes the armor as a reincarnation of the vanilla Ebony set, and he aimed to create a level of depth and detail that can't be found in the original. The standalone set can be crafted at any forge under the Ebony tree, and its stats fall between Ebony and Daedric armor. Or you could download the replacer version, which will replace the vanilla Ebony texture with this new one. The armor itself looks great, and despite the change and level of detail, it fits in surprisingly well with the other vanilla sets, which is why it's nice to see a replacer version as well as a standalone version. Currently the set includes the full armour and shield, and there doesn't seem to be any plans for any updates to the weapons just yet, but we'd love to see one soon.
And we'll be leaving you with the character creation overhaul mod. The mod brings back the class style system when making a new character, allowing you to either pick a predetermined class or you can mix and match to make your own custom class. The way the system works is that you can pick 6 major skills out of the 18 that Skyrim has to offer. You also choose a single major attribute from either health, stamina or magicka. Or if you don't want to customize it, you can choose one of the many preset classes which have been optimized for specific playstyles. The mod also comes with an optional but recommended feature called Dynamic Skill Progression. The feature follows the traditional method of progressing by making you level up faster in your major skills. On top of everything it adds, the mod has also been made to work with mods such as Skyrim Redone and Live Another Life, so it's perfect for a second playthrough. And that's it for today's bits and bobs. All of today's mods can be found down below, and remember to leave an endorsement or favourite for the mods if you enjoyed them. Thanks to everyone that suggested this week's mods, and thanks for watching.